Let's fix my light and fix my chat. Yeah, I am absolutely not even a little bit ashamed of this. I saw it. I laughed really hard because it's absolutely silly. And I decided I had to have it. Um, it actually has a whole story here. So I'm just leaving that. So if you actually want to pause and read it, or even, if you read quickly, you can probably go ahead and read it. Nana's got this one. So the pictures are absolutely hilarious, especially like this one's got the rabbit just a little bit mad. He's living his best life with it. There are so many that just really cracked me up. It's just fun and silly, and I am absolutely not even a little bit ashamed of it. Because who doesn't need a cute picture, there, cute coloring book of animals farting? I think the ones smelling themselves out are the ones that crack me up the most. And the ones whose companions don't appreciate it. Those are pretty good too. But there's a bunch. And they're really cute. And I am really just looking forward to having a lot of fun with this. But let's see. I think I want to start with the bunnies because he just looks so pleased with himself, and his friend looks so not pleased with him that why not? You gotta have fun with things. And a little bit of silly goes a long way in just making your day brighter and making things more fun. So, yeah. I am a fan of doing things that are fun and silly and just bring yourself joy. Even if it's not something you would normally do. As long as it's not hurting anybody and it brings you joy, is there really anything wrong with it at that point? I'm never somebody who's going to encourage people to do things that harm other people in any way, but a little bit of silly is definitely good for you. Hello, how are we doing today? I am thoroughly enjoying myself because life is good when you find something absolutely ridiculous and kind of absurd, but still fun and funny. I don't know that I'll do every single one of these in this particular shade of green, but we might. I don't know why I started with the flowers. I guess because I haven't decided what color our bunnies need to be just yet, or if they need to be the same color. Figured I could use a break from fantasy coloring for a little while, for a couple of days, and do something silly instead. Also, if you hear random things in the background, my house spirits are in the mood to turn TVs up and down. And it's been all through the house all day. So I have no control over the volume of the TVs in my house today, apparently. It's kind of funny, but it's just part of life for us. We knew what we were getting into when we bought this house, so we don't really fuss about it too much. They don't hurt people, and they don't really cause any serious issues. Occasional light messing, occasional door closing or opening, a little bit of occasional fun with the TVs. Not too bad. Hello, Ella. How you doing today? We are doing cute and fun and silly, and I am here for it today. Let's see. Let's change greens, because I can. I don't know how long we'll go today. Usually I go until I finish the picture. There is a lot going on this picture, so we might actually be here for a minute. I just realized I forgot something, so excuse me for 1 second. Turn our do not disturb on so that we don't have my phone repeating "let me out, I'm stuck in your pocket" repeatedly all day. That is my standard notification sound, so. Also, as much as I love the Doctor Who theme, I can't really be broadcasting it through my lives either. That's my ringtone, so. This is why I make sure I turn my do not disturb on so that it doesn't interrupt my lives. There we go. I probably should have filled my kinda sus cup for this, but be yourself kinda works too, so we're not gonna fuss too much. Hopefully everybody stayed nice and warm last night. I don't know where you guys are at, but where I'm at, it got very, very cold last night. Well below freezing, and I'm not a fan of that kind of cold. I am in Kentucky in the U.S. How about yourself? Hi, Tegan. How we doing today? I found something ridiculous and silly, and I am thrilled. I was doing my grocery shop, and I came across this. And I laughed until I cried, so I had to have it. If it can make me really just get a good deep belly laugh, it's probably going to come home with me. I think it works. There we go. Okay, Cheetos and chocolate is actually not the weirdest thing I've ever seen combined. But it's definitely up there. It's a unique mixture. But if are they hot Cheetos or are they regular Cheetos? Because spicy and chocolate definitely go together. Interesting. Is it bringing you joy? So if it's bringing you joy, then that is really what matters. There we go. I am slowly but surely getting all of the green down. My birds are demanding my attention. They are completely unhinged today. Tomorrow my partner gets home, so controlling the birds today is not really an option. They're just kind of like toddlers. They really are. They are toddlers with wings. And there's not much I can do to rein them in today. I have tried everything. Let's see. I still just absolutely love how annoyed this bunny looks. And this one's just over here living his best life. Sometimes a good toot just makes you feel an awful lot better. Oh, excuse me. I don't know why I'm yawning. I'm not tired. And I'm definitely not bored, so. I'm also testing out new colored pencils, because if the new colored pencils are pretty good, we're going to phase out some of them that keep breaking on me. I am going to hop up and go try the millet trick and see if that works to settle my birds, because they're going to drive me bonkers. Hello. Mama said I love my milk. Yes, I am. I am. I say millet and suddenly I get kisses. That's how it works. Yeah. Can we chill our butts, please? Mm-hmm. Okay. So the screening is under control for the moment. May not last, but it's under the control for the moment. Let's see. There we go. Thank you for a minute of patience there with me, guys. I'll probably have to get up again to deal with them, but at least for now they're quiet and happy. My dear saying for owning birds, full beaks are quiet beaks. It's a little bit ridiculous, but it works. We make them happy and they chill out for a while. There we go. So before I forget, I am going to bring up something that I mentioned yesterday that I am very curious to see what people think about it. And that is the idea of getting a PO so that people can send me their artwork to color on lives. And of course, with credit. I would call out channels or tag channels actually and call out artists by name, because that is just being a good human. Gives me new and interesting things to color, gives rising artists a chance to get their work out there. So I think it could be a lot of fun. And I'm curious to see what people think of the idea. And I am going to do the main grass as well, just not yet. That'll be kind of a final thing. I just wanted to get a little bit of color on the page. Millet lasted a couple of minutes. And now my conures are bickering over it. So that is a whole thing. Excuse me. There we go. Definitely actually makes a difference, even just different shades of one color on the paper. Starts bringing life to it a little bit. Well, that lasted a long time, didn't it? Do babies need a nap? Do you need a nap? Or did we throw a millet onto the floor again? We need a nap. Okay. Yeah, sleep. You do sleep. There we go. Sorry about that. It's one of those things. There we go. trying to get the last of these out. So I'm one of those people, once I commit to doing a specific part, it's hard to just stop and move on to something else. I kind of have to finish that part. Okay, my YouTube question Q&A suggestions are a little overly personal today, asking what time we woke up. That is nobody's business. I tend to get up very early, but not everybody does. So I get up very early because certain little birds must get up at the crack of dawn or everybody in the house is up. I have kind of hit the point of all leaves will be this green that are remaining. And just because I am ready to move on to the next phase of this picture, but there are a ton of little leaves in this video, in this page. I'm just kind of taking a quick scan to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Obviously, we still have like the trees and leaves and the grass itself. But I'm going to be real honest, I am tired of green right at this moment. So we're going to move on to other colors. That is not the color I wanted. That is also not the color I want. I'm trying to find a really light tan, and I seem to be finding a lot of oranges instead. No worries, you have a wonderful day. The color I want does not seem to exist in this group, but it's kind of insane how many colored pencils I actually have. And I finally broke. It happened. I finally got myself a reasonably decent pencil sharpener that isn't actually meant for eyeliners. So, I mean, there is that. I think we're going to do this guy in tans and browns, and we're going to do this guy in grays. Because why not? He just looks so very pleased with himself, doesn't he? Okay. And of course, I got to leave the tail white. There we go. We got a good start. Hello, how we doing today? Now we're just going to go through and just add a little bit of brown here and there. We are having a little bit of fun, being a little bit silly, not stressing over things today, and enjoying the fact that I found a coloring book that genuinely made me laugh. Thank you for that. Always happy to have new subscribers. There we go. Now we want a nice pinky pink for the nose. And then we're going to go over that brown in the ear just a little bit. Not crazy, just a little hint. Now, a light gray and a dark gray for this little gentleman who looks seriously offended at his partner over there. Okay, this might have been a lighter gray than I meant to grab. It doesn't seem to be doing much. My kittens are apparently playing in my workshop again. I really don't feel like this is putting hardly any color down, so we're going to go just a bit darker. I actually like to see when I put color on a paper. Now for the fun question of which of those is darker. There we go. I know it's a subtle difference, but it's a difference. You can actually see that there is, in fact, color going on the page. We are now my cockatiels are going to yell at me apparently. If you like a quiet house, birds are probably not the pet for you. I am pretty accustomed to my generally noisy home. I do try to keep them somewhat at bay while I'm on here. Whoops. Pardon me as I just knock my tripod for no reason there. I love how very offended this little gentleman is. It just cracks me up to no end. Now I want to bring him up just a shade darker. And I say it every time, that is one of my favorite things about colored pencils, is you can get so many different shades just by adjusting how hard you're pressing down. And what angle you're holding your pencil at. Also, you've got the difference you can make with little tight circles versus the big swoops that I've been doing. And then you just go over it like this to kind of soften and blend a little bit. There we go. Oh, I don't fuss over all that. I am happy people show up, and I'm even happier when people have something to add, but I don't fuss about it. A lot of people find talking to me or listening to me relaxing for some reason or another. And there are people who actually like to just listen as the birds throw their fits. So we don't fuss too much about whether people have joined the chat or not. I definitely appreciate when they do, because I don't sound like I'm sitting here talking to myself quite as much. But I forgot to put the gray in the ears. And there go my kittens playing again. Come in just a bit darker here. And then we'll go back over it with the pink, same as we did for the other guy. There we go. That's what was missing there. It's amazing what that little teensy hint of warmth can do for changing the look of a piece of something. And now, because I think it's funny, it is much easier not to have to worry as much about, well, if it would work. To be fair, I spent 87 cents on this thing, so. That's better. I need a nice, good sharp point on that. We're not going to color the cloud in, but we are going to come out and just outline every line with this bizarrely bright green because we can. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I feel like I haven't seen you in a couple of lives, but I lose track of how long it's been pretty easily. We are doing fun and silly today, because why not? Who doesn't love a little bit of silly? And how many people could genuinely say no to that? Especially when it was on sale and really cheap. Gotta love a ridiculous Walmart find, right? I cannot continue forever. For one thing, my voice would give up at some point or another, but let's see. color in the house back here. I appreciate that very, very much. I actually enjoy doing this, which I'm not monetized, so it's probably a good thing I do enjoy it because I'm not getting paid for it. But this is actually a fun, relaxing part of my day too. Because, I mean, seriously, I'm spending time coloring on the internet. Does it get better than that? The grays from this new box of coloring of pencils are just not overly pigmented, and it's very challenging trying to get them to give me the colors I want. Hello, the sisters. Either way, whichever you decide, you're entitled to your opinion. I did not draw it. I colored it. It's meant to be fun and silly, and I am a huge fan of both things. I'm just going to come in and color these oddball bricks just to give a little bit of variation to the house back here. Because why not? They gave me the opportunity, I might as well take it, right? And then we'll do the door here. At least I think that's supposed to be a door. I hope so. Let's add a little light to the windows, because why not? Okay, I'm actually liking this so far. I still just, every time I look and see this guy's face, it just cracks me up to no end. He just looks so thoroughly offended. I think it makes it so much funnier. I mean, it's funny. This guy's tooting over here, just happy as can be. But the offended look on this guy's face just is what does the trick for me and makes it so funny. Everybody needs things to laugh at and have a little fun. Be a little silly and enjoy life. There we go. I wouldn't think a little toot and a whole bunch of flowers would be such a terrible thing, though, because, I mean, you've got other smells to cover it up, right? It might not be the nicest thought process, but that's all right. The whole thing is meant to be kind of silly, so why not just go with the kind of silly thoughts? There we go. We got some background under control. Now, let's start coloring some flowers. Okay, that's a nice color. There we go. Sorry, I got quiet for a second there. I got a little bit focused on what I was doing. It happens. Sometimes you get, well, thank you for that. I am definitely enjoying this book. I think it's absolutely hilarious and fun, and will give us a nice little break here and there from doing the same things over and over. So I have a ton of fantasy style books and a lot of serious ones where it's really like art. So a little bit of silly is not a bad thing. In fact, I think it is a fantastic thing to have in life. It gets you through. I do very much like this purple. It's a very pretty color in my opinion. My depth perception is getting me a little bit there. Definitely makes a difference when you start adding the other colors in a little bit, doesn't it? There we go. And of course, if you know me, you know I gotta get some blue going on in here somewhere soon. Which, oops, that doesn't go there. So, of course, as I said, we need some blue, so let's get some blue going on. Blue is, and will probably always be, my absolute favorite color. Has been since I was a kid, so I don't see it changing anytime soon. We are well past my 30-minute mark, so I at least achieved that goal. I'm thrilled on that note. I always try to at least hit 30 minutes. It's only fair. At least I feel like. It gives people a decent amount of time to find and check in and join conversations back up if they feel like it, or join in if we have some kind of good conversation going. Let's see. Let's get this guy here. It's definitely starting to come together. We're actually getting closer and closer to done with this one. I could see this was a lot of detail, and most of the pictures in here actually have a lot of detail, which I like. I like a good challenge, and I don't like when the pictures are too easy, and before I know it, I'm completely done. And I still have like 15-20 minutes of a video that I should have been doing. If that makes any sense at all. Trying to decide if I should stick any more of this somewhere. try not to overload too much with any one color. I'm also kind of gauging, I missed that I have 3 butterflies actually to do as well. And just the more that I do on this, the more details I see, and really the work was put into it. The fact that it is all of this work around one little bunny having himself a nice good fart and the other little bunny looking completely just absolutely offended by it cracks me up. But I think the fact that it is good artwork just makes it that much better. There we go. Slowly but surely getting her filled in all the way. There we go. Excuse me. My voice said, okay, I'm done. Happens occasionally. I'm very excited. Tomorrow my partner does come home. I don't know if I'll do a live or not. That depends really on what time he does get home and, you know, what we have going on. If he gets home early enough, I'll look to spend the time with him. But if he's not going to be home until after my normal time, then I'll go ahead and pop on for a little while. It just really depends. Well, that didn't work on that one, did it? There we go. All we're doing on this is coloring really hard on the bottom parts and then softer over the whole thing to give it that nice two-tone color. There we go. We are making progress. I think because we've got so much going on this one, we might actually have our first more than an hour-long live, which is not something I normally do. I see I missed a green. Let's fix that real quick, just so that it's not something I overlook later. And I totally just grabbed a random. You do what you gotta do, right? I'm kind of hitting the point of focusing on getting everybody done. There are so many little details in this picture. I don't want to leave something undone just because I wasn't paying attention. There we go. We're getting there, we're getting there. spotted yet another piece that I didn't color all the way through. I'm just grabbing a random green again. Just because somehow or another I missed this guy right up in front. Which, there we go. Starting to feel like this is going to be the never-ending picture. There's just so many itty-bitty little details. But that is absolutely okay. We will get them all done. There we go. A bunch of little dots made. And I know it could be accurate to leave some of the flowers white, but I am not going to do that. My goodness, my dog is snoring like crazy. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but he is really just sawing logs. Oh, we are dreaming. Bubba's, you're all right. You're sleeping. It's amazing a dog that big can make a bark that high-pitched. Now, when he's not barking in his sleep, the rare times he really lets out a good full bark, it tends to startle people because he's a very large dog and he has a very large bark. But he's not a loud dog at all. He's very quiet, very sweet. The only time he barks is if he's alerting me to somebody on the property, or if he's feeling that some kind of danger is in the area. He's just not a loud dog at all. He has been known to use it as a way to say, hey, I want to come in, after he's been outside playing for a while. Which is fair. There we go. I think we are going to give our butterfly some color, which I am not going nuts on these butterflies, as much as I love doing that. I love coloring me some butterflies. We are 6 minutes away from an hour having been live. My hands are getting a little bit tired. So we're going to do that trick I was talking about where you make one pencil, make multiple colors. There we go. Color him in nice and dark. There we go. That gives him the look of being multiple colors. I think we're going to do the same basic theory with this guy. They call this wild lilac. It's a very pretty color. Let's go ahead and do one more of these dots on his tail this way. Here we go. And just come in with this nice soft, just really, really pretty pale bluish purple. Really is a pretty color, isn't it? And we've got one more. I think we're going to do him in a proper, like, orange. Because why not? I am actually a fan of a little bit of really good hard orange. I think it's a truly underrated color. And it just brightens things up really nicely. We're also going to use this to pop through and color in some of these. Because I like the little pops of color that it adds. We're going to switch to a yellow and continue doing that kind of thing. And then all we have left is the sky and, oh, I missed a flower. We'll make him yellow. Why not? The sky and the grass, and we will be done. So, since these look like dandelion seed pods, we'll do them nice and yellow in the middle. Whether that's accurate or not is not a concern of mine. All right. So I'm going to go in and color this little bush looking thing here with this tone. And now we are finally ready to do our background green. And that is going to be done very lightly. And it's more of a suggestion of color than actually worrying about making sure we cover every single inch of it with a really, really true green. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to say, oh, hey, that's grass. Instead of being this weird kind of snowy vibe we've got going right now. And then we're going to do a very similar thing to achieve the blue sky. It doesn't need to be overbearing. It just needs to say, hey, there is color here. Just kind of a hint. go. Thank you for the love, whoever is sending that. I appreciate you very much. And I have hit my first hour mark. I've never done that one before. Woohoo! Don't usually go this long, but this picture was very, very, very detailed, and I wanted to do it justice. All right, we have grass tones. And let's do some sky. And once again, we're not looking to do a crazy lot, just suggestion of that little hint that it might be something other than white up there. Which sometimes they do put a coating on pencils that make it very difficult when you're trying to do a bunch of light color and nothing wants to come out. So the trick with that is throw the pencil in the sharpener for a second, and then you'll actually get your suggestion of color and not kind of a waxy rub off. I actually want just a little bit more. There we go. So I am finally done with this guy. And as I said, I'm not sure if I'll be on tomorrow or not. It's going to depend a lot on what time he comes through. But welcome back. I am actually just finishing up. If he isn't going to be particularly early tomorrow, then I will be on. If he is home before my normal time, I'll take tomorrow off so I can spend some time with him because I haven't seen him in a month. But one way or the other, I will be back on Thursday. So until then, I will talk to you guys next time.